What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are doing Batman and Robin customs with a couple different characters from the Tim Burton Batman movies, such as Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. Even though he did not direct those two, I thought I'd also do those, and Batman Returns. I think this doesn't need any more introduction, so we're just gonna hop right into it. First up, we have Batman. Now, the Batman and Robin looks kind of like a bluish gray. And so to capture that, I made the inside of his cape bluish gray, the logo bluish gray, and the belt bluish gray. I gave him a black torso piece, a black helmet, black arms with some metal detailing on them, black gloves, and I gave him some gray boots with black pants. I really like the way this one came out, and I think for me, I would definitely be able to tell who this was. Next up, we have Alfred Pennyworth. Now for this, I used the Alfred from the games hip and leg pieces. I used Clarion's arms and the Shade's torso. I used this gray combed over hairpiece and the custom old headpiece with some black glasses on it. I think this one is probably the most iconic one I've made. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. Next up, we have Robin. Now this one's okay, but I'm not too happy with how it looks. So for this one, I gave him red and black arms with a brown short sleeve hairpiece. Black mask on there. I think it's Orm's torso piece in red. These black pants with black boots, and the Arsenal hip piece. Now, as I said, this is probably the weakest of my customs. I'm not too happy with how they came out, but I think it's okay. Next up, this one's pretty good. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze. For this, I use Gladiator Orm torso with the Black Adam headpiece, but in a baby blue color. I gave him his blaster, and I gave him an icy force field type thing. I used Cyborg's hips and legs with General Zod's arms and some dark gray hands, and I used the Mr. Freeze kind of like neck piece. I think this one actually looks really cool, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Next up, we have Bane. This one also looks pretty good. For this, I gave him the custom superhero torso with a red aim thing on his chest, and I gave him a gray belt. I gave him Deathstorm's I gave him his black boots, and I gave him black pants. I gave him ordinary black hips with these arms that have black on them, but they're not completely. I gave him the Bane back and headpiece, and I made him grow huge. Obviously, he doesn't grow this huge in the actual movie, but I think it looks pretty good. Next up, we have Jim Carrey's Riddler. This one looks pretty good, I'd say. For this, I gave him the custom superhero torso piece, but I made it have a gray question mark on it. I gave him these black question marks all over his arms. I gave him this kind of Elvis style hairpiece, but in a reddish brown. I gave him reddish brown sideburns with a Riddler mask. I gave him these green legs with some black boots on them with detailing, and I gave him these green hip pieces. This one actually looks pretty good, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I do think it could have gone better, but I think for what it is, it's pretty good. Next up, we have Two-Face. This one's a little, stay with me here because I need to explain this. So it wouldn't let me get the pink side of the suit on the other side, so I thought this would work fine. I gave him basically half of his suit. So I gave him Clarion's arms, one half pink, one half black. Joker, Batman the Animated Series legs, one half pink, one half black. I gave him the Two-Face from Batman the Animated Series torso and hip piece and hair piece. I made those black and pink, and then I gave him the Two-Face from the games headpiece. I think this one came out pretty good, and I think it looks pretty accurate to the one that we see inside of the Batman Forever movie. We've already seen Alfred. moving on to Poison Ivy. For this, I gave her some dark green legs with the Wonder Woman hip piece to get some detailing. I gave her a light green torso piece and a light green top of arms with these long green gloves. I gave her this wrong reddish hair with the Poison Ivy from the game's headpiece. I actually really like the way this one turned out, and I definitely think it looks a little odd, but I like the way it looks nonetheless. Next up, we have Batgirl. For this, I gave her the same technique as Batman. The black and the grayish blue on there for the torso and the cape. I gave her the General Zod arms with gray hands, and I gave her the Deathstorm black and black boots and pants. I gave her these kind of like sandy hair with sandy sandy hairpiece, sorry, with a black mask. I think this one looks pretty okay, and I'm happy with how it looks. Next up, we have Danny DeVito's Penguin. Now, for this, I used these black arms with these yellow suit-looking things on them. I gave him the Shade's torso and Commissioner Gordon's pants to get that overcoat on there. I gave him Vigilante's belt, a black top hat, and this fur coat. Then I gave him the custom old person headpiece with a monocle on there. And as always, I gave him this black umbrella / carrot. I gave him this black carrot to represent his umbrella. I think this one looks really good, and we're gonna move on to our last two. Next up, we have Catwoman. Now for this, I gave her Zoom's arms, legs. I gave her Donna Troy's hip piece, and then for the rest of it, it's just the Catwoman from LEGO DC Supervillains. It's a little lazy, maybe a little bit, but I think the zoom parts actually make it look pretty good because she has like that shiny stitch marks on her suit, and I think it looks very, very similar. Last but not least, we have the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker. For this, I gave him Mira's legs to get that blue and purple design on the legs with the purple shoes. I gave him Joker from the animated series' torso, head, and hip pieces. I gave him these Alfred arm pieces in purple, and I gave him this purple fedora. This one looks really cool in my opinion, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. This one, I'm like, wow. It just looks really good for what I was going for. And with saying that, we come to an end of our customs for Batman and Robin, or the Tim Burton Batman universe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more content if you enjoyed. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!